We are with Michael Clerizo of the Wall Street Journal and watch specialist and watch author. Just came out with a book regarding the life. It's the biography of about George Daniels.
Yes, and you can see the book right here. Not that I'm a relentless self-publicist or anything like that. And I'm supposed to stand here and give you my top 5 Baselworld 2013.
Precisely.
But, well, as you know, Marc-Andre, I must begin with a complaint. And my complaint this year concerns some promotional material that was sent around by 5 brands, or 4 brands, before the show. Those 4 brands are Michael Clerizo, MB&F, Urwerk, and Peter Speak Marin. Now, the people in charge of these brands actually got themselves dressed up as the Blues Brothers, and they sent out this thing saying the Basel Brothers. First of all, as we all know, the remakes are never as good as the original. So if these guys are going to make a Blues Brothers film, it's going to be bad. Okay? And if we look at the people in this, Michael Clerizo, Max Buser, Peter Speak Marin, Felix Baumgartner, and Martin Zwei. So we have a Frenchman, a Swiss, 3 Swiss guys, and a Brit. Now, can't they find enough of their own cultural icons to desecrate? Why do they have to pick on American cultural icons? I know they don't have as many cultural icons as we do in the US, but still, I think it's showing great disrespect. Okay, top 5. In no particular order.
Absolutely.
Okay. First watch, I really enjoyed looking at Harry Winston's Histoire du tourbillon contre. That was pretty good French, really, wasn't it?
Not too bad.
Okay. I liked it in particular because we see a lot of tourbillons. We see a lot of tourbillons on axes, but we don't see many tourbillons with 3 different cages rotating at 3 different speeds. So why this is called the Histoire du tourbillon, I'm not too sure, because it is actually, in a sense, the future of the tourbillon. And I like the idea that the tourbillon has a future other than just as decoration, which basically is what it is on so many watches today, because on wristwatches you could argue it does not in any way improve the timing. The people at Harry Winston knew that the tourbillon is not a complication, but a complexity, because it adds nothing to the information the watch supplies. I get annoyed when people always call a tourbillon a complication. The next watch I really enjoyed looking at, Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon. Now again, we see a lot of ceramic, we see a lot of black ceramic, but something about this ceramic, it had a jewel-like quality to it. It just glistened. And also the shape of the case was perfect. And it's a difficult thing to do. People just brag about, oh, we have ceramics, but they make the case exactly the same way as they would stainless steel, and exactly the same shape. This shape is a little bit different. It just looks wonderful. You know, like sometimes certain cars in certain colors look spectacular. This watch in black ceramic, the Omega Speedmaster, I thought was a very beautiful watch. Next, another famous brand, Patek Philippe, the Calatrava with the dust cover. Very simple thing, nothing to do with the mechanics of the watch, nothing to do with the finish. But that case cover works perfectly. You can't see the hinge, as you would expect with Patek Philippe. You wouldn't be able to see anything that it wants you to see. And I like the way that it just gives something extra to the watch. You can have the back of it engraved. The wearer can take it off, open it, show it to his friends. It's bringing back some of that celebration, that movement from another century when the watch was something you would take out of your pocket, open up, look at it. It provided a kind of entertainment, and I really like that. Other watch I really liked, Jaquet-Droz Charming Bird. Now again, this is history in the works here, because this watch is referring to an era when Swiss and British watchmakers made watches in the thousands and the hundreds of thousands for the Chinese market. Jaquet-Droz was very important in doing that, and the Chinese loved automatons, they loved movement on the dial, they loved a lot of decoration. And I like the fact that this is being brought back to the wristwatch. Most of them may be sold in China, I don't know. But I like the fact that whole style of watchmaking is coming back. And I think Jaquet-Droz has done a superb job, especially on some of the models. The birds are only one color. And to do that so in such a minimalist way and still have it be interesting, I think, again, it's a highly creative way to do it, and I like that. Finally, a bit of a surprise, a watch from Russia. I like it when watches refer to the wider culture. This watch, called the Cinema Watch, by the Russian watchmaker Konstantin Chaikin, has on it a little bit of film, and it's film of a horse running. In 1889, a British filmmaker named Edward Muybridge had a bet with an American industrialist that a horse actually raised all 4 of its feet off the ground when it ran. And he knew that the way to prove this was to use a cinema camera, a motion picture camera, to film the horse. And they did indeed film it. It did indeed raise all 4 of its hoofs off the ground. And Konstantin Chaikin has managed to get this little episode of cinematic history into a watch. The watch also, when the film runs, makes a noise of a camera. It looks like a camera. It's got kind of chunky, handsome look to it, like an old camera. And I just think it's an extraordinary watch, and I really enjoyed it. And that's it. That's my top 5. I'm glad I didn't stumble over the Russian name. And now I think we should go and take care of these guys who have desecrated the Blues Brothers.
Exactly, and do a little roll in, roll in, roll in.
All right. No, I'm not going to sing. I got you to sing.